Hi there. So who's up for an unboxing of what is arguably the most anticipated 4K release since the format came to be? Sounds like an offer you can't refuse. Welcome to Film Scene 21. My name's Simon and I'm here to bring you real 21st century reviews of film and great television and the best ways I believe those can be enjoyed through home media. Along with looking at the occasional bit of associated tech and some unboxings along the way, and that's what I got for you today. Here inside this box is a 50-year celebration of what's come to be known as a milestone in cinema. But will it be a release you can't refuse? Well, let's take a look at it together. This is something many of us have been waiting a very long time for, myself included. I opted for the limited edition release. Now I thought it was important to let you know how this was shipped to me so that you can be sure or confident that it should arrive to you in good condition, especially with these expensive purchases. But yeah, to me it came in this distributor's box, the original distributor's box. I can tell because there's a Technicolor logo on there. I got this from Zavvi, so I don't know if anyone else would send it differently. But the box opens up like that, and inside they've protected the design with this white card, and every corner has this foam padding top and bottom, so it's pretty well secure in there and pretty well protected. So any damage would most likely have been done in the manufacturing plant there, or where they box it up at least. Let's get that off and get the sheet off and we can see what's underneath. That's right, this is the Godfather 50th anniversary trilogy UHD Blu-ray limited edition set, and it's a thing of beauty. So let's get it out and have a good proper look at it. There we go. It's quite a large item, quite hefty as well. The weight is 1.8 kilograms, roughly 3.5 pounds. Size wise, in case you're thinking of putting it in some storage or on some shelves, centimeters, it's 32 by 26.5 by 3.25 centimeters thick, and inch wise that's about 12.5 by 10.5 by 1.5 inches. Okay, so you can try and plan that into your shelving or your storage. It's a very nice design. It's just got this very simple The Godfather emblem with 50 years on the front, all in gold, slightly debossed, so it's very nice, very stylish, very clean looking. And apart from this being the UK release, this is the UK 9 disc release with that ratings logo down here, which is removable, thankfully. None of the edges have any artwork on them at all, not even the spine. Now, I don't know about that. I think maybe that it would have been nicer to have something on the side here, you know, The Godfather 50th anniversary trilogy, whatever, something on there, so you know what you're grabbing when you pull it off the shelf. Not that this will look like too many other things, but it would have been nice. But what do you think? Would you like the plain look? Would you rather if there'd been some design on the spine? Let us know down in the comments. Anyway, let's get this shrink wrap off and have a real good look at it. Very exciting. Yes, so the shrink wrap is off. Here we go. This is the set. It's beautiful. It's got this matte finish here, very much like a sort of a book style, and it's just that emblem and the 50 years that are glossy in gold. The back has this index card on there showing you what are the contents. We can have a closer look at that in a minute. Let me just peel that off. It seems to come off quite easily, which is very nice to see, and it didn't leave any marks on the back, which is also plain, very much like the spine and the edges. They've gone for a very minimalist look here, which you might appreciate. I think it's very nice, although I would have liked something on the spine, I think. But yeah, very nice. So let's open this up and see what's inside. There we go. This is what is very much like a book style presentation. So let's pull that out, and let me grab all those. Difficult to do up in the air. Put that holder down. It's just the casing for it, and here we have the book and some prints, art cards, prints, whatever you want to call it. We'll look at those in just a second. Let's have a closer look at this book. Again, very nice design here. This is in black, but it's slightly glossy as you get it shining in the light, certain angles. So it's very stylish, very nice, quite slimline. So as we open this up, you get one blank sheet there, black, and then you get an introduction from Francis Coppola on the front screen, front page there. And after that, we get a plethora of pictorial delights. So lots of pictures from the film, mostly on-set shots and stuff like that. So it's really amazing, really takes you behind the scenes, and some stuff from the film as well. So really, really great stuff to enjoy, with some iconic quotes also. Now, after the book, that's where you get the discs. So they've stored the discs in the book, in pages. So it's very interesting design. I've not had a set like this before. You may have seen one like this before. So you get a 36-page book in front of where they hold the discs. It's very nice. Anyway, so here we have the Godfather on 4K. Very nice sort of gold design. May not be the best holder for it. It's a little bit awkward to get this out. So you have to be very careful to slide that out, and some people don't like it because it could scratch and stuff. But you know, it wasn't too difficult for me, as long as you can get your nail under it there. So that's The Godfather, the first film, and that has an introduction from Francis Coppola on it as an extra, and a audio commentary for the film as well. And then the next page has 4 discs here. We have The Godfather Part 2 and the 4K Ultra HD, and The Godfather Coda, which is the new cut of Part 3, which came out very recently, only in the last couple of years. So that's that. And you might be thinking, yeah, but what if I want to watch the theatrical version or the 91 home video release? They've stuck it on this. They called it a bonus disc. A little bit cheeky, but they're obviously very much pushing the Coda to be the version of the film now. So you got this bonus disc down here, which is a 4K UHD Blu-ray with both the theatrical Part 3 and the 1991 home video release, which was the extended version of that theatrical cut. So there we go. So you get all 3 versions of the third movie, which is fine. And then you've got this Blu-ray bonus disc here with absolutely tons of extra features. I think it has nearly all, if not all, of the legacy special features, and a few new ones, especially about the restoration of the film for this 4K release, which it should be fascinating. I'm looking forward to watching all of that. If you're in the North American market, this is a 5-disc set, so you'll get that 1 disc in the front there, The Godfather, and then these 4 discs here. If you're in Europe, I believe, certainly in the UK, you get these extra 4 discs, and as you can see, they are blue because they are Blu-rays. I know there's a lot of collectors think, I'm in 4K, I don't need Blu-rays anymore. For me, I quite like the addition and the option of having the Blu-rays. You can obviously play them in machines that you haven't upgraded to 4K yet, and obviously for me it's good. You can rip them for storage and backup, and also I can utilise bits for this channel, for clips and stuff, for reviews, which is really handy, certainly for me, so anyone else in that position. So here we have The Godfather, we have The Godfather Part 2, The Godfather Coda, and then the fourth disc is, they call it a bonus disc, it's the 1991 home video release of The Godfather Part 3. So interestingly, they've not bothered with the theatrical cut of the third film on Blu-ray. Don't know what you feel about that. I don't know if anyone's, which is a preference. I mean, you might want to just have it as a legacy feature, but they didn't bring it over. So that's it. Anyway, you got those bonus 4 discs in the UK cut, or the UK release of this set. So there we go. That's it. I think it's a beautiful book, very lovely set, and I mean, you could have that on your shelf on its own, without the box if you so wanted. And obviously it's a thinner profile, then you can slot it in a lot more easily if you so desire. Now let's have a look at those prints that they put in here with you. They are very nice. They've got, you think that's a bit faded. No, it's got this protective sheet between each one. So let's take it off. There we go. No, lovely. That is Marlon Brando as Vito Corleone from The Godfather, the first film. It's very nice. And Cat. Then I'll take that sheet with it. That's Robert De Niro from The Godfather Part 2 playing young Vito Corleone. Again, very nice. And these are ready to frame. They've got that white border, which is really helpful. And again, take the sheet with that one. And there we have very menacing looking Al Pacino as Michael Corleone, the new Don, in The Godfather Part 3, or Godfather Coda, as it's now known. So they're very, very nice prints. You might think, hello, lovely, I'll have those put up on the wall. Now, one more quick word about these wonderful 3 art prints that you get inside this set. There doesn't appear to be any mention anywhere in this set of which artist is responsible for these, which is a real shame. I mean, I've looked everywhere online as well to try and find out. There's mention on a forum, I think it's blu-ray.com, somebody mentioned it could be Alice X Zhang, because it's very reminiscent of her style. But there's no confirmation. So, I mean, if anybody out there knows, please stick it in the comments. If it's you, we'd love to know. We'd love to give you a thumbs up, because it's amazing. It's really beautiful stuff. And it's a shame that Paramount, who released this set, haven't elected to put it on the outside of the box or anywhere inside the packaging, so that we can, to sort of name check you and give you the full props that you deserve. If anyone wanted to see what was on the index card that was included on the back there, here we go. I'll give you a nice little close-up of that, so you can do freeze frames and have a closer look at what's written on there, all the pictures they've utilised, some of the explanatory information about what's contained in the set and about the films, some very small writing about each film there, and then some information about the equipment you need and the sound formats, etc. Now let's talk cost. Yeah, this set in the UK retails for around £120, which in my mind is a little bit pricey for what you get. It's a lovely set, but mercifully for me, I didn't have to pay that much. I have a membership with Zavvi in the UK, which gets you 10% off, which is nice, but didn't bring it down an awful lot. But I must say, due to a few instances of not great customer service from them in the recent past, I'd actually accumulated £40 of credit on the account, and it was time to cash it in on this baby. So yeah, I managed to get this down to about £68 all in, just under £70. I think that's a really good price for this. I mean, you might be quite happy paying £120, but you never know. Keep an eye on price drops. But if you're really keen to get it and secure it, and you don't want to miss out on it, then yeah, grab it. I mean, it seems to be a lovely set, and if it's something you want, I'd certainly recommend getting hold of it. So there it is. I'm really looking forward to delving back into this amazing family saga. You know, the twists and turns, the great performances in that iconic film style, and I cannot wait to see it on this 4K release. It should be amazing. But I'm looking forward to do some reviews on the films and this release when I've had a chance to look at it. And if you're interested in seeing that, it'd be great if you subscribe, that way you won't miss it. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter and Insta, there'll be links down below, and some links to grab these via Amazon and places like that. Please do check out my other videos as well. There's all that stuff that I mentioned at the top, other reviews, some unboxings, tech stuff like that, that you might find interesting and enjoyable. And if you do, please do give these videos a like and share it around with others. That way more people will get to see it, and that will encourage me to bring more content like this to you as well. Thank you to all of you who have already subscribed. It's so very much appreciated. I look forward to seeing more of you as well on this channel, and the future videos I've got coming up. I look forward to bringing them to you as soon as I can. As usual, my name's Simon. Thanks again for joining me on Film Scene 21, and until next time, bye bye for now.